Starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello. Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Are you all right?
Are
we still waiting on?
I'm on there with Craig. You might be waiting for me, but I'm just with Craig, so I can't access the Bluetooth on my laptop for some reason. But I am here.
Okay, so should that be everyone then?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Brilliant. So, just quickly introduce myself. I know normally you'd be expecting Simon. He's on annual leave at the moment. So I've been picking up some of his bits in the meantime. So I do the same role as him, just in a different area, if you like. So I have been sent a little bit of a list of what would be beneficial to go through today. If at any point you need to ask any questions or get stuck, please just stop me because there's quite a small amount, so it's not a problem. And then if there's anything that I can't answer today, then I'll take it away and I'll get an answer to you by close of play, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. Can I just check his phone here as well?
Who?
Didn't know. Is it just myself and Craig that you need?
No, sorry, I'm.
Oh, you were. No, I was just thinking you were there. No problem.
Yeah, Vicky, I'm here, Fiona. Vicky can't join. It's Craig and Emily, and is Joe on as well?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And Nikki Cook may join.
No, I'm gonna feed back to her in a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Fabulous. So I'm just going to, until I share my screen, I'm just going to pull up my list of what to go through to make sure that I cover everything. There we go. Right. So I will share screen. If you guys can all just let me know when you can see it, that would be fab.
Yeah, that's great.
You got it?
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the bits that I'm going to go through here, my CAP app, which logs in, this is what they will see. My program, which is their ILP and everything, the calendar, which at the moment just kind of tells them the date and will give them a little red box when they've got an appointment booked in. The functional skills, which is the link to the e-functional skin, that doesn't yet feed in us and vice versa. The forum, which is a conversation between your learners. Additional learner resources and filtered. Filtered is your EPA prep tool. So it's useful links and tips to where for a place for learners to go when they're about to do their endpoint assessment. So the first thing on my list to go through is the areas the learners will complete in the initial assessment. I've asked for a little bit of clarification on this just because I'm unfamiliar with how Kaplan, what they, all the induction pieces.
Fiona might do.
Yeah, so nobody on this call has used this before. They part of the obviously the awareness.
So the ILP, if you click very simply with the learner, this is how you'll get to do it, is to just go on to view my ILP. It will bring everything up and it's quite a nice deduction that they can then open up to their course. Yeah. And then at the top, as things change, what's of in a moment. Within their induction panel then, click on launch my program and then if it's just the ILP, you just click on the title and it will open it up.
Right, lovely.
Okay.
And then when you click on your ILP, bring up the content here. They can message
to a talent coach. So to this and ask them questions and have discussions around the content of this. It will then go to and then they'll be allocated with the talent coach. And they won't have had contact with the talent coaches yet.
Okay.
They'll go through them and then come straight to us. We will then check to make sure, obviously, that if you just show us where we would then input our information, obviously because it's
The gateway into is required will be done before talent coach is appointed. And so a talent coach will get the learner who has completed all of the elements of registration, including training needs analysis and a completed individual learning plan. And then the talent coach will pick up that individual learning plan and progress that learner through that plan. So this team are they're experienced talent coaches, but they're absolutely focusing on this onboarding activity. So I think, Emily, in relation to your question, if I understand, not experience, but you.
Yeah, so we'll work through these questions with that learn and upload it, and then by suitability, should it come up?
Yeah.
Who would it be that's completing this? Would it be we have a conversation with the
Or
learner? Yeah.
We would, if they are talking about this morning around that they could be doing 100% of this standard already, so their suitability is not right. We would then have to refer them on to a different that learner, what they do, how they learn, what they're doing in their job role. So that's that, because then that gives us a structure that we're all following for every single learner. So that's great.
Great. Please see that little padlock. That as their learners or whoever is typing in the box their answers, it's like an automatic save. And then once they've answered them at the bottom, it also something in the your assessor or FYI before you go in, have a look at sort of like, your short and long term goals, how you intend to meet it, and who you'd go to for support.
Okay. Is there anything else within the ILP, or is that?
Yeah, I'll email her. Let me make a note of it whilst I'm here so I don't forget. Because she did mention, but I can't remember her exact wording. So
Questions around assessments. Yeah. And also out there just to say that we have gone through the endpoint settings that we would see fit for that onboarding process that maybe isn't in that ILP.
So you could put that in the contact diary, which I'll come to in a moment, which would be like a feedback and a summary of what you've gone through, just based on the expectations within their course. In the induction part, and then it's got a tab called Introduction. Have a look at the standard. Bottom, it's got some more. You can submit that there, so learning with them.
All right. No, I've got a question because Nikki Cooks, for some reason her system's not working. So I just want to ask this specific question. I think it was answered, but I'm not sure. She wants to know, can you confirm that if we put in dates in the courses tasks, that this will pull through to the ILP? We don't want it in the contact area, it needs to be in the ILP.
That would go to the content builder, who is Tacey. So you'd like an additional box.
No, do you know what? Let me take that away because we want to try and control the requests going. Yeah. So if the answer to that question is at the minute, if it goes into the course tasks, it doesn't pull through to the ILP, or there's no way to put it in the ILP, then we'll take that as an action and put it through our change request process. Okay. Yeah, no, there's nothing I'm aware of. Okay, Nikki Cook. I think. Pull through into the ILP. I'll show you how to set deadlines from the tutor side. So when they log in, you can see them. And then the learner can see the deadlines within theirs. Is that what you're asking? Let me just say, ways. So on the home page, to completely, to keep updating the log, it's very easy for them. They just add a training log, do the description and attach the evidence, and then put in when it started, and then if applicable, the end date to their training log. So I could do that one. And I could start yesterday and finish today and submit, and it would then show in the bottom here. Assessment training log, accept and return site, ILP. Great. So to the learner, return things they've started, and then we'll have a colour block around it. Are you comfortable with that? Yeah. Fab. So then I think what you guys are looking for is to be setting the dates and having a look at
them questions that they've answered, whether it's you or whether it's the other team. Once that learner has uploaded the work, in your content, they've submitted the induction part 2, which is the ILP. So you would click on that piece of work, and it will.
The job is just onboarded.
Turn, and there's a few action for you. Then you would be able to put in all an appointment date there if you wanted to set a generic appointment for your next visit. So it might be you know their progress tutor is going to see them in a month, so you'd put that in there. And then you can ask them for acknowledgement. So this so you can watch the videos. If you then want it, at the bottom there is an upload function once you've saved it.
Right.
And then in the bottom in the contact diary, so a continuous flow. And you can, and then down here, so taxation demo, and then they've got their main course here, and then the induction course at the bottom. So if you had your induction and then you wanted them to do a PDP for their, that's what you knew the progress tutors were going to start to do it for the next visit. That will then go in the learners.
The safeguarding British values bit related to the qualification.
From a City and Girls point of view?
No.
I was going to say that would probably be more up to guys. From my, I mean, I was an assessor a long time ago, and what I generally stuck to with that first bit was I got them to do their CV when it was required, their CP and their PDP, so we could review that, and then I'd get them to do all the British values and stuff.
Sorry, can I just ask what a PDP is?
Personal development plan.
Personal development plan. All right, thank you.
I think on this, we wanted by qualification and also our process in relation to British values and radicalisation. That's all embedded in the programme. So, you know, the first aid and learning is quite a specific thing, which Nikki Cook will take you through, you know, after this. So I think in answer to the question, and this is from Nikki, it is qualification.
Say that 1 second, sorry, it just blurred out every couple of words.
Oh, sorry. So Nikki had said,
I thought it.
Yeah, Nikki said she wanted on qualification.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, it was every now and then it cuts out the odd word.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Okay, so reviewing a task, that's fine. Providing feedback, accepting and returning, allocating optional units. So this is, again, nice and straightforward. When you're within your learner, at the top it says unit selection. Now, bearing in mind this is a demo site, you would click on it, and then it will open up here your different units, and then you would just tick the additional units that are required. Show down here. Units we've done, and then adding separate comms, so the contact diary. So again, any community diary, you can, if you click onto the message, the learner platform, now this has gone through to click on messages, opened up something that looks similar, and then this is where you will receive emails from learners. And
Yep.
so based on sort of the structure of what I can gather, Kaplan sort of have, and what I've been asked to show you, that's the that's everything that I've been asked for. Is there anything else that you would like to recover, go over, or anything else that you think would be beneficial at the moment?
No, if you could just send, can you send us the demo so we've got it just to refer to?
The recording?
Yeah. Anything
Yeah, of course. I'll download it and send it to you.
Lovely.
Can I just ask, if you sort of maybe go back and just do some of that little bit is just quite. Emily, I'll take you as the example. So Emily, do talk.
You're asking them to complete the work.
No, yeah. I want a scenario of what Emily's first call is going to look like. So she's calling this learner at 9:30 on Monday morning. She's got this system open. She's got the learner on the line. What does she do?
So first of all, obviously you've taught them through the login in, which they should have already received their username and password.
As a tutor, I suppose, or a super user, to be able to edit and add information into that ILP. So I presume I would have a super user account, so I would search for my learner, wouldn't I? And then I would access the ILP part and then have discussions around those questions.
But
yeah, and will the learner have seen the ILP as well, or will this be the first time the learner will have seen the ILP?
This would be the first time the learner sees this, is when they log in with you.
Yeah.
So
Good. That's my expectation as well.
So ideally, then they need to log on with me so they can see what I'm doing, I think, and it just gives them a bit of an overview as to how to access different things. So I think I would get them to log on as well, so I can sort of go through like a bit of this is what you see when you log on. We're now going to go into my program, and we're going to go into my LP. I'm just going to run through a few questions around your onboarding process.
So with questions, would it be yourselves that would be going through and then
we will be talking them through their ILP, what
so we would need
because you may need to probe and prompt a bit, and that's where you'll identify, Joe, whether their suitability and things. If they can't answer the questions, then we need to then investigate into why, because we need to make absolutely sure that that learner is right and ready to move on with their qualification. So by us doing that with them together, we will get an idea of that learner's understanding.
Yeah, but then we would need some sort of access to go in and put the information in their side.
Yeah, so we would.
Okay.
But we also need somewhere to summarise, because we won't just be asking those 3 questions. We will have other things that we need to just discuss with them, which we'll go through. I'll go through with you later. That's why I just needed to make sure where we did that, but it has to refer through to the ILP. So if we are writing it in the contact diary needs to speak to the ILP. Otherwise, Kaplan, if they're having to pull reports or justify where the information is, they're not going to be able to find it. So that's why I didn't know if it was some kind of box, be like a summary box or something, because we will be asking other things around just those 3 questions. But it needs to be like in one place, otherwise people are looking everywhere for that information, and that's not good. You need to be able to, it's there, that's what we've done, this is the summary, they are ready to move on with their programme, or they're not, whatever that reason is. We need to have some kind of justification box where we've summarised that, and the learner can see, the employer can see, and obviously most importantly Kaplan can see, because I want to be able to quality check and make sure that those learners are suitable and that we're getting all the information in there, and that they're 100% ready to then move on to their talent coach, and also to be able to set a target around what they need to be doing in that interim time between us and the talent coach, because they need to be making continued progress with their qualification. So just for City and Guilds, where would I find that? Because obviously there's more to the onboarding program bit than just those 3 questions.
Yeah, so with that, I think if you want an extra box, it would have to go into the change program with Tasty to see if they can build in another summary box and things like that. Because
how long would that take?
I'm not too sure. It's based on her, because I'm City and Guilds based and she's sort of based Kineo. So although it's the same company, they have sort of like their own little bits as well.
Yeah, so Emily, we'll take that off. We work with Tracy, so my expectation is it won't take long. But I think you're absolutely spot on. And I think it's naive to think it's just those 3 questions. This needs to be a robust, dynamic process.
Yeah. There probably needs to be a bit of an onboarding bit to it as well. You know, maybe we need to add a few more questions, or just have some kind of summary. I just don't want it to be loads of words in a box. I don't know if it needs to be split up so we've got some clear, you can see, and when we get asked and challenged around what that onboarding process is, then we cover this as part of the ILP. We absolutely are covering this, we're covering this, we're covering this, and covering this.
Okay, so on that, then can you pick that up with Nikki Cook, who's on the line, and then Nikki, can you feed that into Paul before it's called tomorrow with Kineo?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm on it now. I've got an email going for her with questions.
And in the meantime, so that this doesn't stop the process, it might be that that's something that you need to do and upload.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We can do like a separate document that we upload. No problem. So do we get, will Sitting Guild send us like a super user account?
Yeah, so the person who's responsible for in charge of your centre, they can, or well, anyone I suppose. Harry Duffy is the person that sets up a lot of the users and the accounts, etc.
Oh yeah, I've just had an email. Hang on a second. Hope all is well. Please find both. Yeah, so I've just had an email from Harry Duffy.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, we'll get that sorted, Emily.
Okay, fabulous. Brilliant.
He's the whiz on setting everyone up. He does it in record time. All right.
So if we get Craig, Emily, and Joe, if we get you, and obviously Vicky as well, if we get you set up, you can have a play around with it. Once you get your laptop sorted or your machines, and then obviously you've got access to Nikki Cook today and tomorrow, and then Nikki Caesar, who is our I'm hoping she's a super user on it. She's back from holiday next week, so she'll obviously be able to help you as well. So the expectation would be that we won't be coming back to Kineo until we've exhausted all of our internal knowledge, just so that you're aware. Kineo.
Well.
Good. So can I just go around the virtual room then? Craig, are you comfortable that you understand what you've been shown?
Yeah, that'll be absolutely fine. Me and Emily are going to be working together until we've got the system and structure in place, and then we can just bang fire away. So.
Okay. And sorry then, what about Joe?
Yeah, no, that seems fine. It's just I was initially a bit confused because obviously it looked like, like there'd be no way for us to put information because it looked like it was all coming straight from the learner, like on one side. But if we've got a sort of account where we can go in and add stuff, and as well, I don't know whether or not there should be some way to make clear what we've actually written and what we've put down and what the learner has put down, or sort of, because I see those. Because on that one, it has the 3 boxes and there's a space for the learner. So you could have their initial thoughts and then, I don't know, the way it does that, it wouldn't seem clear what we'd written and what the learner had written if we were sort of going in their side and putting stuff down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I think my expectation, and again, we can take this offline, my expectation is the learner doesn't put anything in there. That's all done by you guys. But,
okay. Yep.
And Emily, don't forget Joe in your team as well.
Yeah, no, I've tried to do today. So what I'm going to do is pull everything together. So we've got a simplified process of how it works from beginning to end. Joe, what you just said on it with how we identify, obviously, which is the learner and which is ourselves, sort of within what we've got within that ILP. So we just need to put it together and crack on.
Okay. Nikki, anything else you want me to add? If you want to just put it down. And Kineo, any questions you've got for us?
No, I think I'm happy. If there's anything else you want to cover with me, then just please send me an email. I know Simon's back off annual leave next week, but in the meantime, if there's anything that you want to ask or go over, either give me an email or a phone call.
Lovely.
Really good.
You send us the what you've just gone through, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll get the recording. It'll just take me a few bits to download it, and I'll save it onto a link. But as soon as that's done, I'll ping it over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your time.
That's all right.
Great.
I'll
Thank you.
soon.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Kane.
Bye.
Right, cheers. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.